2026, which of these three neighborhoods is performing the best? And they're all quite a bit different. I just did last week a video about Beacon Lake, and we recapped 2025 to see what this neighborhood did for the whole year. Now there's sort of a tri-neighborhood area that's Beacon Lake, Beachwalk, and Creekside. And so I pulled the numbers for all of those for 2025. Let's do a little bit of a comparison to see which neighborhood is performing better in which areas. Now, they're all vastly different neighborhoods. Creekside's kind of that entry-level neighborhood, has some amenities, but nothing particularly fancy. And then Beacon Lake, sort of in the middle, beautiful clubhouse, decent little gym, nice pool area, pickleball, tennis, all that kind of stuff. And then you got Beachwalk, which is the 14-acre lagoon pool and restaurant and clubhouse and putting greens. I think there's like a wet and dry dog park. There's all kinds of things over there. It's amazing. And of course, each neighborhood has their own fees, Beachwalk being at the top, and then Beacon Lake, and then Creekside. So that's sort of what you would expect. But just looking at 2025, looking at the real estate info, we're gonna hop into that. Now, of course, when we're looking at Beacon Lake and Beachwalk, we'll look at townhomes as well as single family homes. Beacon Lake still had new construction in 2025. And so we're gonna just take everything as a whole, including new construction, resale, and Beacon Lake, and just pile it all together so we can keep apples with apples. And I'm gonna keep looking down at my notepad here because I'm in my 50s. My memory is not what it used to be. And honestly, in my 40s and 30s, it wouldn't have stuck either. But let's hop in and let's talk first of all, how many homes sold in each of these neighborhoods. And so for Beacon Lake in 2025, there were 79 single family homes. So not the townhomes, single family homes that sold. 79 versus Creekside, we had 20 single family homes sell. And then over in Beachwalk, there were 30 single family homes. So Beacon Lake sold a lot more single family homes, but there are more homes to sell. And like we said, they did have a lot of new construction going on at the time. 46 new, 33 resales. So let's look and see what the average price is in each neighborhood. So the average sales price in Beacon Lake was $564,000. The average price in Creekside was $522,000, so pretty close. And then over in Beachwalk, the average price was $711,000. So you got some more larger, more upscale homes were selling in 2025 than compared to the other neighborhoods. And trying to keep apples with apples, let's look at the price per foot for each of these single family homes that sold. So in Beacon Lake, the average price overall for single family homes was $248 a foot. In Creekside, it was $228 a foot. And then over in Beachwalk, it was $253 a foot. So kind of what we'd expect. Beachwalk had the highest price per foot, then Beacon Lake, then Creekside. And then how long did it take a house to sell in each of these neighborhoods? So on average in Beacon Lake, and these numbers are going to be skewed a little bit because of new construction being thrown in there, it was 49 days on the market. So let's just look at the resales in Beacon Lake just so we can gauge days on market. So it was actually 68 days on the market in Beacon Lake, so just a little over 2 months. In Creekside, it was average 110 days on the market. And then over in Beachwalk, it was 138 days on average for a house to sell in Beachwalk last year. So houses were sitting a lot longer in Beachwalk, and they were ending up getting a higher price per foot as well. So let's look at townhomes really quick. Beacon Lake had eight townhomes sell and close last year in 2025. And over in Beachwalk, there were 22 townhomes that sold and closed. In Beacon Lake, the average townhome sold for $365,000, and that was right at $200 a foot. And in Beachwalk, the average townhome was $495,000 and $216 a foot. Now, I will say that Beachwalk has kind of two different classes of townhomes. They have those duplex villa type homes, and those are more upscale and tend to sell quite a bit higher. Then they have those other ones that are like the straight rows of townhomes, and those tend to sell obviously for quite a bit less. So just, you know, it's really difficult over there to decide just based on townhomes alone how much they're doing. But Beacon Lake, 300 or so townhomes, they're all pretty much the same. So that's pretty simple in there. And days on market. How long did it take a townhome to sell in Beacon Lake last year? Was 120 days on the market. And coming a little bit lower at Beachwalk was 111 days on the market. Now, each of these three neighborhoods, they're all amazing for their own reasons, their own purposes. Again, Creekside's excellent entry level. Beacon Lake is just a really close community and probably the prettiest clubhouse of all these St. Johns County 210 clubhouses around. And then Beachwalk is just, wow, there's so much stuff over there with, again, the lagoon pool and the sandy beach and all the cool things they have going on at Beachwalk. If you have any questions about these, if you're curious what your neighbor's house sold for, go ahead and reach out and we could talk about getting some numbers put together for you. Stay classy, try neighborhood area.